Hello. Welcome to our channel Discover. Do not forget to press the like button and subscribe to the channel to receive all our news and publish this clip. Our topic in this episode is about the city of Berlin. Berlin is the federal capital of the Federal Republic of Germany, and one of the 16 states of Germany. It is also the largest city in Germany in terms of population, with a population of about 3,600,000 people. Berlin is one of the three city-states of the Federal Republic of Germany, and this name comes from the fact that the city limits are the same as the state borders. By the administrative definition of city limits, Berlin is also the largest city in the European Union. The first documentation of the existence of Berlin dates back to the 13th century, and the city was throughout history the capital of the Markgraviate of Brandenburg, the Kingdom of Prussia and the German Reich. The forces that defeated Germany in World War II, which are the Soviet Union, America, Britain, and France, shared control of the German and Berlin sections. Areas controlled by the Western Allies France, Britain, and America. Thus, Berlin became a city divided into two parts, a western part belonging to West Germany and an eastern part belonging to East Germany. And the situation in Berlin remained in this way until the fall of the wall in the year 1989 and the reunification of the country in the year 1990, and Berlin again became the capital of the Federal Republic of Germany and the seat of its federal government, the Bundestag, the president of the country, the Bundesrat, federal ministries and several embassies. Berlin is home to 4 universities, 4 art schools, 10 colleges of technology, nearly 200,000 students from all over the world and about 70 research facilities, making it the largest university city in Germany. Berlin was formed from the amalgamation of 2 settlements, Cologne, which is located on the present-day Museum Island, and Berlin, which is located on the northern bank of the River Spree, which dates back to the 13th century AD. The settlement of Cologne was first mentioned on the 28th of October in the year 1278, and in the year 1307 the 2 settlements were united, i.e. Cologne and Berlin, to result in one city. Following the disturbances of the year 1451, the member of the Electoral Council, Prince Friedrich II, announced that Berlin would be his official residence. Berlin suffered more than once from the outbreak of fire, plague and wars, and it was not destined to enjoy prosperity and stability except under the rule of Friedrich Wilhelm between the year 1600 and 683. During his reign, Berlin was fortified and the first grandiose buildings were built there. One can get a good idea of this by walking along Unter den Linden, under the Linden, one of the main boulevards in central Berlin. In the year 1701, and following the coronation of the member of the Electoral Council Prince Friedrich III as King Friedrich I of Prussia, the condition of the city of Berlin was eased, and it became the seat of the royal residence and the capital of the state, and during this period witnessed the construction of many grandiose buildings. Berlin has developed into the largest industrial city in Prussia, especially in the period between the years 1740 and 1786. During the reign of King Friedrich Wilhelm I, nicknamed the Warrior King, and his heir Friedrich II, nicknamed the Friedrich the Great. In the years 1806 to 1808, Napoleon's forces occupied the city of Berlin after the Battle of Nations in Leipzig in the year 1814, and that era witnessed the return of the Quadriga, the 4-horse chariot that Napoleon had removed to its place on top of the Brandenburg Gate. Over the following decades, Schinkel constructed a number of classical buildings, while Len created extensive promenades. The population of Berlin reached 800,000 people during the founding of the German Empire in the year 1871. After the coronation of Wilhelm I in Prussia in the year 1861–1888 Emperor of Germany, Berlin became the capital of the new German Empire. By the year 1895, the population of the city had reached more than 1.5 million people. After the defeat of Germany in the First World War, the last emperor of Germany, Wilhelm II, was sent between the years 1888 and 1918 into exile. Germany's heavy defeat in World War I caused a serious crisis for both Germany and Berlin, and resulted in the establishment of the First German Republic. Despite the economic difficulties and turmoil experienced by Germany in the 20s, Berlin prospered in all respects and became the capital of culture in Europe. When Adolf Hitler assumed the position of German Chancellor in the year 1933, Berlin witnessed a campaign of arrests of Jews, communists, homosexuals, political opponents and others, and thus the worst chapters in the history of Berlin have begun. With little awareness of Hitler's delusions of grandeur at the time, the Summer Olympics began in Berlin in the year 1936. When the Second World War began on September 1939, the population of Berlin increased to 4.5 million people. The bombing of Berlin in the year 1943, which led to its fall in the hands of the Allies on the 8th of May in the year 1945, caused the destruction of no less than a third of the buildings and historical monuments of the city. After the end of World War II, Berlin was divided into 4 sectors. The eastern sector of the city fell under the control of the Soviets, the southwestern sector of the city was under the control of the Americans, while Britain controlled the western part and France the northwestern part of the city. When the German Democratic Republic was founded on the 7th of October in the year 1949, East Berlin became the capital of the German Democratic Republic, and the government at that time transferred its location to the eastern half of the city. On the 13th of August, 1961, the German Democratic Republic decided to build a wall around the city to prevent residents in the areas under its control from moving to other German areas, and this wall was called the Berlin Wall. Since then, it has become impossible for East Berliners to visit relatives or friends in West Germany. At that time, there were many voices against the construction of the wall. After a visit by U.S. President John F. Kennedy to Berlin in the year 1963, the German Democratic government allowed the introduction of a limited program for granting permission to travel, and the waiting area became Friedrichs, known as the Palace of Tears. On the night of November 9, the year 1989, the Berlin Wall was unexpectedly torn down several months after the citizens of the German Democratic Republic infiltrated the West through Hungary and the Soviet Union. Berlin and other German cities celebrated this event, and from that moment on, citizens of the former German Democratic Republic could travel again. Following the official unification of Germany in the 3rd October in the year 1990, Berlin was chosen to be the capital of the Federal Republic of Germany. Since the year 1999, Berlin has again become the seat of the federal government and the center of German politics. As from the 19th of April, 1999, Parliament held its meetings in the old Reichstag building, which was designed by the engineer Norman Foster, and the glass dome that he invented became one of the most important tourist attractions of the city. In the year 2005, Angela Merkel was elected as the first woman chancellor in Germany. Thank you for following up. Do not forget to press the like button, subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new and published clips.